helping you to weather good and bad economies without putting retirement on hold. This is the Tumolo Financial Podcast with Ken and Nick Tumolo. Ken and his son Nick know that creating a comprehensive financial plan can align your hard-earned life savings with your retirement goals. Consider them your retirement architects. Now, the Tumolo Financial Podcast with Ken and Nick Tumolo.
Guys, a lot of people might be saying, well, I'll deal with that later because it's that time of year. The holidays are just around the corner. The weather is cooling off. Everybody's thinking to themselves, end of year. Maybe as you listen, you thought to yourself, this is the year I'm finally going to take care of this financial planning, retirement planning thing. And then, oh no, it's fall again. I let another year go by. But you and I were talking off air about how, no, there is still time to get things done this year, right?
Yeah. And the big thing, Heather, is we this time of year is busy for us. Reason why, we're not like accountants. Accountants, they're really busy January to April.
Right.
Our busy time, October to December.
Right.
And it gets even busier as we head closer to December because you ever hear of, Roth conversions. We're doing calculations, trying to save people money on taxes, make their portfolios more efficient. Mm-hmm. But a lot of that stuff happens end of year. And then the other rush, required minimum distributions. For those that haven't taken them yet, we're calling up and saying, hey, you still got to take this RMD, otherwise you're going to get penalized. So we have a little extra work during this time, but we do carve out. And that's why when we do that, offer a chance for the listeners to come in or to get their retirement checkup. That's why we try to limit it, because we have to control the schedule a little bit so that we have to take care of clients, but we also want to take care of listeners too.
Right. That's why we always say there's 5 appointments we make available every week for radio listeners. So if you want one of these appointments, we do have to create some limitations, but we do want to help you as much as we can. So again, the number to dial if you're realizing that you do need to get things done, you do want to get that process started before the end of the year and know what your options are going into the new year, 860-854-3434 for your Tumolo Financial Retirement Checkup, or it's tfcheckup.com. Guys, let's start the conversation about things we can expect for 2026, because beginning next year, you, dear listener, if you have a 401k, you're amongst the commoners. We say that respectfully, not disrespectfully, but the common 401k investor will have access to alternative investments. However, portfolio manager Jason Katz was telling Fox Business that this new rule comes with a warning. Here's Jason Katz.
Think hedge funds, think private equity, think private credit. Now, this is great to the extent that it's further diversification. You don't need a good stock market for some of those investments to work out, but there's the other side of that. These are opaque, they're not as liquid, the fees are higher, and you're going to have a huge universe of these new funds chasing a finite universe of private investments. So this should be a portion of your assets. It will help mitigate the volatility of your returns, but don't get over your skis. 10 or 20% at most in these alternative investments.
Guys, what do you think about this? Well, one, I have to imagine it will depend on your 401k plan if you actually do have alternative investment access. It's going to depend plan to plan. Is that a correct assumption?
Yes.
Okay. All right. So what do you think about the option, though? Do you agree with what he's saying? Do you think the risks are too great and that we need to be careful going into the alternative investment world?
Yeah. Nick and I, when we saw this rule come out, we're like, oh boy, this is going to add a whole nother layer.
Another layer of what? Another layer of problems?
Of risk. Risk and problems. Okay. I mean, you think about it, history. When someone was working back in the past, back in the early 80s, late 70s, we'll say, they received a pension. A pension was no risk to the employee. Mm-hmm. Then they passed the risk on to the employee and they came out with 401k. So now I can't tell you how many people come into our office and they say, well, I just put money in the 401k. It goes into this target fund and I don't know anything else about it.
Yep.
And that's probably 70% of, and I'd hate to say it, it's probably 60-70% of the people out there. It's just not their field.
No.
They're good at what they're good at.
Right.
And so finance might not be their thing. Investing might not be their thing. And so, but now they're forced to do it through the 401k. Now you're going to add this other layer, this high risk investment. And I call it high risk because the thing is it's one of those things that there might be risk and reward, but then on the other side of it is if it doesn't work out, it might be a loss.
Okay.
And so, and it's a whole nother thing to read up on and figure out, okay, well, what is this? And so for most people, just their standard 401k target fund is enough for them. If they have to read about all these other things, they're going to be in trouble.
Got it.
So I just don't like the risk that you're throwing out there to just everyone like that.
And to be clear, though, it's not like we have to. If we see the alternative investment option in one of our 401k offerings, it's not like we have to choose it. We can stay with the stock options that are also available.
Yes, we don't have to do it.
Right.
But I'll tell you this. I had in East Berlin, and this was actually this past week, I had a woman come in, already retired, forced to retire, and her son helped her pick her 401k. And her big reason coming in was she goes, it's doing good now. But back in April, I panicked is how she worded it to me. She lost a whole bunch of money. She's gained it back. But the way that her son helped her pick the funds in the 401k is they went through the list of funds. And they looked at the fund that was given the highest return over the past year, and then they put all her money into that one fund. And what it was a small cap fund, which is a little bit more riskier. So no bond side to it, no cushioning. So basically, it's all out market. But that's the example. That's how sometimes people will pick their 401k. It's just being misled by, and the son was trying to help.
Okay.
But the son's investing like how he invests.
Right.
So you take about 25 years, a 25-year difference. The son should be risky. Mom, who's almost in retirement or basically going into retirement, should build some protections into that retirement portfolio. And her big thing to me was, I don't know what I'm doing. She outright told me, I don't know what I'm doing. I'm listening to my son. Nothing wrong listening to your son. He's trying to help.
Yeah. The intentions are right.
But April, when the market went down, and I know it went down 16.3% about, her account got hit pretty good. She was worried that she was going to lose all her money. And she goes, it was reminiscent of 2008 when I saw my portfolio, my 401k go down almost 40%. And I was like, not now. So that's why she booked an appointment to come in. And so we went through it, talked about planning, talked about, really knowing your numbers, and her numbers were there. It's just the thing is if she took a big loss, her numbers wouldn't be there. So It's about protecting, setting up those accounts, looking for those tax strategies. And I always say it starts with that Tumolo Financial Retirement Checkup. You start with a plan, dig into it, know your numbers. We do it complimentary for listeners. Our number, 860-854-3434, or you can go right to our website, tfcheckup.com.
Yeah. Do you remember, I don't remember how long this ago, maybe 10, 15 years ago when McDonald's decided to start adding salads to their menu?
Yes.
And everyone, just because everyone's like, oh, we need a healthy option, McDonald's.
Well, in McDonald's defense, the media outlets went after them. There was all this stuff about how bad McDonald's was for you. So they were trying. I mean, I get it.
Yeah, exactly. But I mean, you got to know what you are.
That's right.
We can see Cracker Barrel, good example too. You got to know what you are.
Yeah.
So, and this is what I kind of want to bring up with 401ks. I mean, there's alternative investments. Yeah, they're talking about private equity and all those type of things. I think his name was Jason. He didn't even bring up cryptocurrency. You can add that in 401ks now that they're saying. What does that not stop them from adding in single stocks into there more? Or you know what? Go invest whatever you want. And I think 401ks should be a little more protected. And just because the average investor doesn't know too much about the market. And I'm not trying to pick on anyone. Even for me, I'll even give myself as an example. I was in the accounting field. That was my first field, and I knew nothing about the investment world.
Well,
when
we got into this conversation, I was saying to you guys, before I started working with you guys in this space, I was just a regular radio DJ type person, and I would always invest in my 401k, but I didn't even know what it was or why. It was just somebody told me I should do it. And I was like, okay, but nobody was like, we don't have pensions. You need income from retirement. This is an account that will help you have that. Nobody said that to me.
Yep. And then the default is you probably did the exact same as me. You throw it in the target fund.
I don't even know what I was invested in, honestly. I mean, I think I just haphazardly threw darts at the wall and picked a couple of accounts.
Yeah. And sometimes someone comes in and they'll ask you, oh, yeah, what's your risk tolerance? And they'll put you on a scale of 1 to 10. You'll tell them like a 7, 8, 2, 3. And they have because they're not fiduciary either. And they don't have the licensing. They just say, okay, 6 is this. This is what you're going in.
Yep.
And so there's not too much with the 401k. So that I really do not like the way that they're going to go with the crypto and everything. Because even look back, 2022, the cryptocurrency market, or Bitcoin, actually, I should bring up. Bitcoin's a leader of cryptocurrency. Bitcoin went down 75% in 2022, where the S&P 500 went down 25%. So if you're telling me you want to retire in 2-3 years and your money goes down 75%, I know Bitcoin did bounce back and we got lucky we didn't go in a major recession or anything like that, but you never know how long it's going to last. I mean, I always bring up 2007, 2008 took a full 5 years to recover. The average recession's 2 to 3 years usually too.
Yeah.
So you really want to make sure to diversify for yourself and why I bring up why I don't like the alternative investments.
Okay.
Most people just set it and forget it too. They don't even look at it until they get super close to retirement. Oh, maybe I'll retire next year. Oh, maybe I'll retire in 6 months. Oh, maybe I should go talk to someone, and it's already too late because something happened. I don't want that to happen to people.
Yeah.
So that's why I don't like the alternative investment thing. I'm just not a fan of it. So you should be talking to someone if you want to start investing in those type of things. Make sure it works in your plan.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why we build out that complimentary Tumolo retirement checkup to see what makes sense for you. Give you the comfortability to spend in retirement. And if you do want to use some alternative investments, make sure to mix in the other investments and the safe opportunities as well. So our phone number is 860-854-3434, or you go to our website at tfcheckup.com.
Just to add real quick, when people work with us, we help them. We recommend what to put in, what they should pick in the 401k.
I was going to say, part of the checkup process is we can come with you. Hey, I'm 55 years old. This is what I've saved. Here's my 401k I'm so with this company. Can you guys review what I have, what the available options to me? Can we go through that together and you can help me understand how better to allocate? That's part of the checkup process, right?
Yeah. And the thing is, you want the whole picture working together.
Yeah.
So if there's a good investment in the 401k, we're going to allocate towards it. So we're helping through that process. This way you're not doing it yourself. We're by your side.
That's right. Well, obviously, Ken and Nick, local, independent, fiduciary advisors here to help you understand what your options are and help you see the big picture when it comes to your retirement. If you're 5 to 10 years from when you're planning to retire, if you've saved $500,000 or more, this is where you're really going to see the power of the kind of planning they do at Tumolo Financial take effect. And we want to show you what we can do for you as well. So let's begin that conversation. Again, the number you're dialing is 860-854-3434. Or again, it's tfcheckup.com.
Investment advice offered through Tumolo Wealth Management, a Connecticut-registered investment advisor. Content contained herein should not be construed as an offer or solicitation for investment advice or for the purchase or sale of any security, insurance, or other investment product. Please consult with a qualified financial, tax, accounting, or legal professional before implementing any ideas or strategies discussed here.